talk. Ricky, what's on the schedule with you?
Alrighty, for me, it's going to be our Seattle Seahawks quarterback, Russell Wilson, overthrows passing touchdowns to lose the NFC West on purpose. And to play the Eagles instead of the Vikings at home. So what I want to talk about is that he threw it 2 times to DK Metcalf in the end zone, missed both times, and then he threw one to Tyler Lockett and missed that time too.
Is it not possible that maybe they were just bad passes?
I feel like it was obvious. Okay, you can't throw it 10 feet to the left without that being on purpose.
I've seen all kinds of quarterbacks do that.
DK Metcalf was wide open. He threw it 10 feet away from DK Metcalf. That was terrible.
I mean, maybe we can get him on the show. We can ask him about that.
Well, I can understand why. Like,
do you have any sources as to why you think? Do you have any sources that confirms that, or you really do think?
I really just think that he purposely overthrew the game, overthrew the game. Just so he could play the Eagles instead of the Vikings, which I completely understand. But at the same time, we would have had home field advantage and we would have won the NFC West. So.
Right.
What if he just came up to you and just was like, "No, you guys suck. That's why I threw that like that."
I wouldn't believe him because Russell Wilson has been to 2 Super Bowls so far, but only lost 1. So.
True.
And he's been to the playoffs. Like he has not missed the playoffs once.
Yeah,
so.
no, he's looking good. Fact. Although all I have to say is that if a team wants to more or less just run the clock out, they're just going to run the ball so that the clock keeps moving.
Right.
Honestly, he doesn't want to accidentally score a touchdown. You know, I don't know. But anything else you got?
No, that's all I got.
Okay. All right. So the Bears this year overall just had a extremely mediocre, I guess, losing season. But they did end the season strong, smacking down the Vikings, so that now they're playing the Saints in the wild card week. That's gonna be
ended on a positive note.
Yeah, we won the last game.
But is that a positive note though? Because you just went from probably the 9th pick to the 12th.
It doesn't matter. It's all about numbers. I see where you're going, but as of late, our draft picks haven't even been that great.
I don't even think they have draft picks this year anyway. At least
because
they traded them for Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
So
true.
I mean, I guess you got to do the best with what you got right now.
True. So it didn't matter too much.
They got a lot of growing to do on the off season, but I think they're gonna come back and.
I think if you gotta just get decisive with what you're gonna do,
true,
you'll be better. Because it's like 1 week he doesn't let Trubisky do his stuff, and the next week he oh yeah, you can run all you want, and then the next game it's like, oh nope, you're gonna throw it 6 times and run it twice, and then
Cohen, I feel like it's just misused.
I was gonna say
same with Montgomery. It's one week one gets 20 carries and the other one gets 5. Have some balance. I don't know. You're wasting Allen Robinson. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a stud this year.
Yeah, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, the Panthers had kind of a lousy season. I actually saw their last win against the Titans. Yeah, so they were 5-3. They were 5-3 at the time, but obviously they only ended with that 5th win. But looking on, they need to sign Greg Roman. And yeah, it was a positive note this year. I guess looking back now, we'll take it back. The only one of the biggest positive points, if not the only, is McCaffrey. He got the 1,000 third person to do so. It's not a record, but he ended with 1,387 rushing yards and 1,005 receiving yards. So yeah, amazing season for Christian McCaffrey. Not so much for the whole team.
And really, it's just hard to win games with your star quarterback on the sideline.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of injuries too many injuries to overcome. I mean, we had Cam Newton and our whole defensive line was hurt.
Right.
But it happens in the NFL, and you got to move on to the next year. So
that's true.
For me, the Chiefs, they're coming together and just peaking at the right time. Mahomes is back to the form he was last year. I know stats-wise he's not throwing the 3, 4, 5 touchdowns he was, but he doesn't need to. He just needs to make the passes and plays that he needs to, because we're doing running back by committee right now with Thompson and Williams, and whenever McCoy gets back, they're starting to step up. They got a kick return in the last game from Mecole Hardman, and the defense was already peaking. I mean, Juan Thornhill's out for the year, the really good rookie corner with an ACL injury, which sucks, but bringing in Suggs late year, like I know obviously Suggs is like 40
Right.
years old. He's not going to be what he used to be. But just having a leader to like keep everyone level-headed, I just think the Chiefs are looking like one of the most complete teams. Like they're looking like what everyone thought they were going to be to start the year.
Right.
So I think they're in a really good spot to the point where I think they could, even go into Baltimore and beat the Ravens. I'm not saying we're going to.
Well, how
I'm
far
not
do you
putting the cart in front of the horse, but
Yeah, how far do you think they're going to go?
Which actually,
Can you call it?
I think, we don't, I think we have the most dynamic offense in the league. And the defense, it can be horrible at times. It can be elite. So I think it's middle of the pack. But we have just enough that I think they could win the Super Bowl. I'm not going to say they are because, the Chiefs find fantastic ways to blow it every year. But
right. And like I said in the previous episode, the fact that the Chiefs did end up getting that bye week, I have them as my Super Bowl favorites in the AFC, like going to the Super Bowl because of that.
Right.
Because, like I said, like Lamar doesn't have the whole Ravens roster really doesn't have that experience yet,
yeah.
and the Chiefs do. Like they literally were right there,
Right.
like sniffing the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
And D4 decided he had other plans, but yeah, no, that's why I have them as my Super Bowl favorites. They have the first round bye, they have the most experience, and if the Patriots win, they're going to play Kansas City second round, and that's not going to be that's not a good look for the Patriots to come in there.
Yeah.
So I do agree. I have them going to the Super Bowl right now as my
Okay.
prediction.
I just on paper, like, the defense isn't the best. Like, there's better defenses, and at times, like the Saints and the Ravens, their offenses can be more explosive at any given time. But I just think all around the Chiefs right now are playing as hot as anyone, and everyone's coming together, and there's confidence. And like I've just watched them the last few weeks,
Right.
and they look like the team everyone thought they would be to come into the season.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of when both the years that the Giants came back. They kind of looked sloppy at the beginning of the years, and then they came back and had this huge, just like momentum shift into the playoffs, and they ended up going to Super Bowl, beating the Patriots.
They have enough. They have enough competence and leadership, and then 2 or 3 special players on each side of the ball,
Right.
and that's really all you need.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, let's move forward to heavy hitters of the week. Start with you, Chindram.
I picked Joe Mixon because one, he doesn't get a lot of love, and he plays for the Bengals, but he's been doing pretty well this year on the Bengals. This week he racked in 162 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then 14 receiving yards. But I really like Joe Mixon, and I feel like he just doesn't get a lot of love. So I got Joe Mixon as my heavy hitter. Who you got, Bobby?
For me, it's going to be the entire Eagles team clinching the playoffs and knocking out the Cowboys from the playoffs.
Yeah.
So the Eagles managed to beat the Giants, which I honestly already knew was going to be an automatic win. But I was really happy to see the Eagles get into the playoffs because that means instead of us playing the Cowboys, we get to play the Eagles instead. So
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
My heavy hitter of the week is Kevin Harlan. That dude might be the best announcer I've ever heard in my lifetime.
Yeah.
He was calling 2 football games at once, which apparently, according to I think the FCC, that's like illegal.
Really?
Yeah, like you could, like the company, like CBS could have got fined for it.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
the funny thing is, the FCC guy is like from Kansas, so he's a Chiefs fan. So he was like, "Yeah, I'll allow it." It was amazing. Like he's had at different times. He made announcing like a squirrel came on the field a few years ago, and he just
Yeah.
announced it running from the 40 to the end
Yeah.
zone,
Yeah.
like it was a play. So like,
was he happen to be the guy that on the Panthers game
With the black cat.
with the black cat? Yeah.
It wasn't the It
Well,
was the Cowboys game.
Yeah, he was the Cowboys game, but like,
no, that was ESPN.
Yeah.
He might have been doing it on. I think he was doing it on the radio because a clip of that came up too.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's an enthusiastic, great announcer who just like has fun and like you want to listen to him. He's not Joe Buck and trying to be a color commentator and act cool.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's not
Troy
hard.
Aikman featuring
It's not
Troy.
that hard to be cooler than Troy Aikman.
All right. And so for my heavy hitter of the week is Jameis Winston. Yeah, I got that right. Jameis Winston hit the Triple Crown, 30 and 30. That being said, though,
Should they? Sorry. Should they make a 30 for 30 for him though?
I didn't think about that. No. I mean, that's cool. I mean, it's cool he did that, but that's not 30
I don't
for
know.
30 worthy.
There's some legs to a 30 for 30 for him though.
Okay,
I mean, if
Well,
you
I'm
like,
just
if
saying-
you can do. You can
I'm
do
just
for
saying you
anybody.
could do it.
There's legs for
well,
anybody.
I mean, that could be like the last hour of it, but you could do the first 30. Like, is this season? But you could do the first like 30 minutes, like talking about his college career and stuff. Because I mean, he's done some goofy stuff
Yeah.
and been really good and really terrible at times
Right.
before
Okay.
this season.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Anyway, so yeah, he's my heavy hitter of the week. That being said, my scrub of the week, Jameis Winston, 30 interceptions in a single season. That's some bummy stuff.
That isn't that the record, right?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
record. That's why he's not heavy.
Yeah, it's by like 6.
Yeah.
or
Oh
7.
yeah.
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 That's wild.
The only one close was Peyton Manning, like his rookie year.
Yeah.
Do you have anything? Who's your scrub of the week?
My scrub of the week is going to be Patrick Mahomes. He only threw for 174 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception.
Yeah.
Everyone is saying, from what I could hear, everyone was hyping Patrick Mahomes up. I know he went out on a knee injury, and then he came back. But at the same time, he should have not have only had 174 yards and 1 touchdown, especially since he was just coming off an MVP.
Was there any journalists hyping him up?
No, it was just your average Chiefs fan like Flash.
Oh, okay.
This kid. No.
No, I literally said the stats aren't like there.
Right.
Like,
But at the same time, I do got something else to say.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston ends his season 30 touchdowns and 30 INTs.
Let's go.
Now let me
Let's
tell
go.
you something. Jameis Winston, you are, for the 3rd week in a row, a big-time scrub. Your average quarterback, in my opinion, if you have 30 touchdowns in a season, you should average maybe 5 interceptions at the least.
That's a,
But that
Okay.
no, you should not have.
You mean at the
You
most.
should not have ended your season at 30 touchdowns, 30 INTs.
Alright. Okay.
Jake, you got a scrub of the week today?
yeah, it's just the Patriots.
The Patriots
Just drop the ball.
dropped the ball.
Every one of them.
We already talked about this. They're not. They overestimated the Dolphins at all.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. You shouldn't lose to the Dolphins at home, being the most storied NFL franchise of the last 20 years.
Right.
You just can't lose that game, especially with the implications that there are.
Right.
Like, I don't care. Like, I know Brady's having a struggle this year, but you just can't lose to the Dolphins week 17 with that much on the line.
Yeah. No, I think that they threw the game on purpose so that they could have a Cinderella story.
I also saw a thing on one of the ESPN NFL people tweeted out like the reason they were throwing the game was they were hoping that the
Chiefs
Jaguars would lose and jump their
Oh.
spot, and so then that way Tua would get drafted by the Jaguars instead of the Dolphins, and then Tua wouldn't be in the AFC or be in their division with them. So then Belichick wouldn't have to play against Tua twice a year.
Yeah.
I don't think it goes that deep.
I don't. Yeah.
Right. Well, I had my scrub of the week, Tom Brady and the Patriots as well.
Okay.
And I'll just add on to piggyback on you. But the thing with me is they knew their plays and they still lost.
Yeah.
And I'm not there.
Okay, so my 3rd scrub of the week is going to be your average Cowboys fan saying you're going to the Super Bowl and making the playoffs. Let me tell you something. You literally, you need to lose Jason Garrett if you ever want to see another Super Bowl in your entire lives. At the same time, your average Cowboys fan saying, we them boys, no, you them scrubs. Get the fuck off the field and get out of the stadium.
You got a script, mommy?
Oh, were there fans on the field though? Just out of the stands?
No, it is
Oh,
just basically just like your average. Cowboys fans just need to shut up.
And-
You're not going to see another Super Bowl unless you fire Jason Garrett.
And was there any journalists talking about the Cowboys?
No, other than our journalist Z that is currently out.
Well,
so.
I know Skid. Yeah, I know Skid is one too. He's pretty trash. He has trash.
Stephen A.
arguments.
was pretty excited.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all right.
But that ends it for my scrub of the week.
And I'll end it for this episode of Delusional Sports. We'll see you next time. The Bears suck.
You better suck my.